chickens. Today I'm going to demonstrate for you how to make your tiles. You should have 4 identical 4" by 4" by 1/2 inch thick tiles. Okay peeps, what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna put the wire tool horizontally about 3/4 of an inch of the way down from the top of the bag, and I try to line it up level and hold the sides level. Then I pull through with one hand and then the other. So I'm going to show this to you again because it looks simple, but it's actually pretty technical. So hold it down 3/4 of an inch of the way down from the top. Then I kind of line it up horizontally. I'm showing it a lot here. Then turn the bag, look on the other sides, keep the wire horizontal, and I hold with one hand and pull with my right hand. So I'm kind of holding with my left, pulling with my right. And that's the best technique for getting it level and equal. So you're going to repeat this 4 times. All right, so I cut off 4 flat slabs. Okay, chickens, what you're going to do is use your palm and your hand, and you're going to slap the slab of clay. And in between each slap, you're going to pick it up, rotate it, and move it on the table. This is going to prevent it from sticking to the table and flatten the clay really evenly. And I'm avoiding thin spots, like there was a thin spot right here, and I'm doing most of my hits on the thicker sections. And just keep it moving, keep it rotating. So once you kind of get it pretty thinned out, like definitely it's more consistent in its thickness now throughout, but it's definitely thinner around the edges and probably thicker in the middle. So what we're going to do to flatten and even it out is roll it. You can do that with a rolling pin like this one. If your folks at home will let you borrow their rolling pin from the kitchen, that's great. Just be sure and wash it very well before you put it back away in the kitchen. But I'm gonna actually do mine with a hydro flask. It's about half full of water. It doesn't matter if there's water in it or not, but you can just use your hydro flask very gently to roll the clay. So keep moving it around. If you don't move your slab around on the table, it's gonna stick to the table. There's moisture that's coming out of the clay and going onto the table. So by rotating and moving and flipping the slab over and over again is gonna prevent it from sticking. We're gonna cut 1 tile out of this whole slab. And that's on purpose because the edges are actually thin and tapered, and the middle here, this middle section, is gonna be nice and one consistent thickness. Just gently stick it to the clay. You're gonna take your ruler, put it on the edge of your template like this. Then you're gonna take your paper clip, hold it up to the ruler and cut it out. Save this part because you are going to use these later. Second edge here. Put this aside, save it for later. I like to kind of lift up the tile kind of mid cut out like this, because I find they do tend to want to get stuck. The longer they stay on there, they tend to get stuck. And then it's no fun to make this perfect tile and then have to peel it up and basically ruin it and restart. So it's a pretty key tip right there. One last cut. off the paper, set that aside, and then it should just come gently off. And when you look at it, it's gonna be the same thickness all the way around. And even though if the slab felt really thin, it's actually just at a 1/2 inch thick all the way around. That's good. You're gonna wanna store your slabs in plastic because they're so thin and small. We just gotta keep them wet. So lay down a bed of plastic, put your tiles on top, and then wrap them up nice and tight. Save your scraps. These we're gonna use to build our 3-dimensional parts.